Alrighty. Fireside chat is live, so thank you guys all for showing
Oh,
up.
I joined just in the nick of a time.
Mm-hmm. So, as far as events coming up, I mean, pretty much just normal stuff on the calendar. Well, actually, I gotta get making the August calendar coming up pretty soon here. Um, let's see. Well, we had some, like, the handbook update come out. I think that was that right after the Fireside chat? Last week, or was it right before? I can't remember. I think it was right after, if I remember right, that I actually updated it. We kind of talked about some of the changes, so those are all out. Let me take a look at what I've got coming up. So, the Manilings, so new family for Manigothi and all those guys, his recruits in House Dane, so congrats to him. There's going to be some lore stuff coming out in relation to that, too, that I'm working on. It might be a little while, because I kind of got a few different things I need to do, but look forward to that. And then I'm still working on the recruitment guide, and in going with that, like, personalized little mini guides to each house that, like, people can be given if they're being recruited into that house. So I'm working on one for House Dipity right now. I already got the Kilroy one. Commander, I told Khan that there could be some kind of variation on what Commander kind of already has. That whatchamacallit, I know what to call it, but the thing where you list the coat of arms, the lineage chart, like some of the commander festivals, traditions, that kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm going for with these. So I'm kind of working on something like that for Dipity, so we could have one for every house, and that would be sort of part of the recruitment guide, or else like it would just be pinned on the forums, and then there'd be like a link to it in the recruitment guide. So if you're recruiting somebody, you can just give them the link to that, or something like that, and they can be in like the public archive, so you don't need a forum account to view it. So yeah, that whole thing is just basically the recruitment guide, which is I'm working on that. And other than that, let's see here. Oh, so yeah, so this was an idea from Pato, which would be sort of an interlinked story slash RP between me and all the Jarls and all the Huskarls, like, well, the whole clan essentially. And what it would be is I sort of come up with missions, kind of the way the RP channel already worked right now, but I kind of view the RP channel as sort of like free RP, like anybody can join in and do whatever. Whereas this would be sort of like a more specifically like canon thing in WA lore, where like I would, come up with some kind of mission and then pass it down to the Jarls, and then they might pass it down to one of their warbands or something, and then those people get to add on to the story, and just kind of build it from there piece by piece. Or I don't know, maybe Pato, if you want to elaborate on it, I don't know if that's a good.
I'm not too terribly good at explaining it. I think you did a pretty good job. I was thinking, for an example, there's a city that we want to capture or something, right? Well, Vest writes the mission, like, as the High King, I want to capture this city. So then he entrusts that to the Jarl, and so let's say Solite takes charge of that, and he goes to the battlefield, and from there he writes his part of the story, and he sends out his Huskarl, and then the Huskarls that want to contribute can write their parts of the story. They were fighting on the east wall while the other warband was fighting at the gates, and it's one story written from different perspectives. That's what I was thinking when I thought of the idea.
Reminds me a little bit of that game you play where you write a sentence and then someone takes the piece of paper and writes another sentence.
Pretty much, but on a larger scale, and hopefully making it a bit more, canon lore. I mean, we are, a lore-based clan. Might as well, do something about that.
Right. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And my plan was to probably have a certain subforum on the forums and do it on there, where like I make a post and then maybe I could ping people on Discord or something if I like mention them in the post, like who I give the mission to or something like that. And we could kind of pass it down that way and just do it on the forums.
Forums usage? What?
Yeah, well, I've been kind of ramping it up. I don't know if it's partially like I put a bunch of time into the website and the forums, and now I'm like, all right, people need to start using these, so I feel like it was worth it. But yeah, I've been feeling more and more like
There's
liking the
definitely a
forums.
format, that the forums provide that are good for like long form things. So even if it's just like a paragraph, then it goes to the next person. A paragraph, it's not, 2-sentence like Discord messages.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't get like lost so much. It's more permanent, I guess. So yeah, I guess that's kind of the big three things I've got on my plate right now is manualings, lore stuff, recruitment guide, and then Pado's kind of story, interlinked story, RP kind of idea. Other than that, I mean, there's a few like housekeeping things I gotta do. Oh yeah, I was gonna edit the Stone Stars saga because the dates are not actually accurate, like the years at least, based on my system, which I just realized when I was talking to Pato about the way I came up with this year system for the stories, like the timekeeping. I was like, actually, I just realized the stories I wrote are wrong now that I'm explaining it. So that's like a little thing I need to fix. And marks. I know I've been talking about those for a while, and people have been asking for them, and that is on the agenda to try to get more mark boards and update all the mark boards and update the list of marks with a couple of newer ones. Like, there's some Warframe ones and ones for the Yarnrith and the Hjorthing. Should all be coming out. So that'll be cool. That's kind of all I got on the plate as far as stuff that's in the works. I don't know, did any of you guys have anything you wanted to bring up? Questions or issues or anything like that?
Why is it quiet?
Because nobody has anything, I guess.
I guess now's a good time to shamelessly plug this Sunday. I will be hosting WA's first, I don't even know what I'm going to call it, but like history lessons, if you will. So everyone's welcome to attend. It's going to be Sunday afternoon EST. There's no like defined time just because I don't know what everyone's availability is, but if we get a bunch of people, we'll just kind of start. Gonna go through some things, basics of the plan.
So for the information that's going through these history lessons, who all has it been approved by?
Me.
Just you.
No.
Well,
officers have oversight, so it's all been discussed behind closed doors pre this.
No, it hasn't. Not doors I've been behind.
I don't know. Blame you, Jarl.
Oh. Yeah, are you gonna be posting reminders? Because I'll probably forget, but I do want to attend.
Yeah, we should make an announcent for that. I don't know if
put
today
it in the
or...
announcement.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Please do.
that'd be great.
Yeah, so it was something. So Kusiag has been working on it, and me, Fold, and Soullight have kind of been looking at his lesson proposals, but
It's broken down that it builds on each level, so you definitely want to attend the early ones. Like most people here, no problem. They're going to be able to like recognize everything that I show them. It's really meant for like newer members, but it's still like foundational stuff. So even if you've been here for a while or you're higher rank, like just check it off the list, right?
So
Right.
Kusiag as a Thane, his task is related to lore and teaching lore to people, so that's why he's been working on this.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm gonna shoot for like probably every week, every other week. Maybe I'll do 2 weeks of the same lesson, and that'll give me time to prepare the next lesson. Like I said, there's multiple levels and multiple lessons per level, so that will give me some feedback, at least on the first one when I re-present it the next week. and it also buys me time. Like the whole thing isn't done yet. I mean, it's giant work in progress, but it's canned, so like each topic is isolated. And then early on, they're more brief overviews of the clan and its history. We won't get into like super detailed stuff until the third level, where we're talking about like specific major events, the ramifications of said events. I mean, we'll gloss over important people in the second level, but maybe individuals' specific actions in certain events, more as a case study. But that's later on. So like I really need to refine those before I present them anyway. But yeah, if you have any questions, just PM me.
All right.
Yeah.
Or if you want to suggest something, by all means. I'm sure we could try to fit it into the existing framework.
So can I get these lessons on my keynote?
Is there
What?
PowerPoint?
That'd be really cool if it was.
Yeah.
Um,
It's actually a good idea.
That was a joke. Don't give him more work to do. It sounds
No.
stressful
I mean,
enough as
if we
more
can
work.
make it better, why not?
He needs more work.
I mean, if it was a permanent PowerPoint we could present to any new members when they join, that'd be kind of neat.
well, like
our PowerPoint is the handbook. Like that's simple.
No, I
enough.
know. It's
but-
just
so assembling the material is the first step. Knowing what I want to talk about, the key points, getting the discussion going. That's one thing. Maybe later on we could get some sort of distributable like material together. Then we could put it into a PowerPoint, we could put it into a document, and people could just like read and learn themselves, and we could just throw this up in the library somewhere, and people could just like self-teach.
stick with what you're doing. Don't bother with the rest of the late stuff.
That's I mean that's like icing on the cake. It's just getting the information out there.
That is getting ahead, though.
Yeah.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
I mean, if you want to help,
Are you-
by all means.
Let me attend the lesson first, then I'll see what I can do.
Are you going to be streaming this lesson, or are you just going to be in like another Fireside chat?
That's
I
not
was-
a bad idea.
I can show up and
mulling
stream
over
it if I should be able to make it.
Well, can we record this? That's the main thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I think recording it for later is good.
I mean, whenever I stream, I record it too. So, or if you
Right.
don't want it streamed, if it's secret, I can not stream it. But I don't know.
Well,
why.
there's no point to streaming it if people are in attendance. Just record it and then, you know what I mean? Like I want people in channel. There's no point to having it on stream if.
Well, if I stream it to Twitch, then the VOD will be up. As Sig is saying in chat, the VOD will be up for however long it is, 3 weeks or something. So if people could go check it out right after, and I could always upload it to YouTube too.
Yeah, I have to think about that.
But anyways, I should be there. I should definitely be able to be there to record it at the very least.
Yeah, I'd like that. So probably, 1 to 3 o'clock range in the afternoon Eastern time on Sunday. I know there might be some other CK2 events going on Sunday as well. CK2 Sundays may or may not be a thing. I don't know. Cough, fold.
1 Eastern.
So I
What is
wanted
that?
to do
10
it
Pacific?
earlier. What?
1 Eastern, is that 10 Pacific?
Yeah, so it's like between 10 and 12 Pacific time, 1 and 3 Eastern time. I mean, I'm going to give it a range. I'll be around. If we get like, half a dozen people, great. I mean, unless people prefer like a definite time. I don't suspect this will take too long. I do try, like I said before, I do try to can these. So, like I have good breaks in between even a single lesson. So like if a lot of people have to go or there's like a tournament, I can just say, okay, we'll pause there, come back later.
So.
You mean I had to wake up 12 o'clock in the morning, sad?
Well, I think as far as having to, we are going to make the lesson plans or completing the lessons something you have to do to reach the rank of Raider. And I think the plan was to host the same lesson like multiple times. Like it's not like oh I missed it, I can never do it or something like that. But the idea was this would kind of create a method of teaching people more about WA, and then they would have to complete that to reach the rank of Raider when they were supposed to know all that stuff. So kind of a way to just kind of add that to the rank requirement. So that's something I'm gonna add to the handbook ASAP. Along with one or two other things, like probably a little blurb about Pato's idea about the interlinked story kind of thing, and a few kind of little changes, just little updates, like adding the manulings to a list of families, that kind of thing.
Huh. Yeah, so be there, be square.
Cool.
We're make-
Go ahead. Somebody was about to say something, I think. I didn't see who it was.
Might be a hot mic too.
Yeah, perhaps.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
Can you guys not hear me? Am I not
I
loud?
think you might be lagging a bit.
I can hear you now.
Cool.
Coo? What?
Cool.
Oh, okay.
But they're so early. I wake up at 2 in the afternoon. Now I have to wake up at 12. Sad.
Why do you wake up so late, my guy?
Summer
This-
vacay.
I sleep at about 4 in the morning.
Well, tell you what. Why don't you do this? Set your alarm. Where are you? West Coast?
Yes.
Set your alarm for noon, and we can get started. 3 o'clock or something. Or set it before that and give yourself some time to wake up, and you just stumble.
No,
across.
it's fine. I'll wake up. I'll just. I really want to do this. I don't want to mess up anyone else. 12 o'clock's fine. It was
Okay.
also kind of a joke because I have a really effed up sleep schedule, so kind of helped me fix it.
Okay. Well, if you can't make it this week, I'll probably do the same thing the next week on Sunday. So, if you can't make it one time, make it the next.
Nah, I can. I'm anyway starting something with my friends, so that requires me to wake up at 9
Ooh,
on Sundays and Saturdays. So doesn't matter anymore.
that sounds rough. Sorry to hear that.
Waking up at 9 o'clock
It's,
on the weekend, God forbid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Otherwise,
Not
my
all
friend
of
would
us- not
barge
all of us
in
can
to
be,
my. If I don't wake up, otherwise my friend would barge in, grab my ear, make me shower, and then go jog with her. That's my other option. So
Well,
you see,
heaven forbid you don't shower, right?
Wait, why are you showering before you go for a run? Why not go for the run then shower?
I don't know. She hates my smell when I wake up. Doesn't make sense at
Sounds like-
all.
Sounds like a personal problem. Anyway, moving
Yeah,
on.
I know. I'm sorry. You made it weird.
Best, get control of the situation. Come on.
Well,
This is out of hand.
well, I'm kind of letting it go because that's about all I have on the agenda here. It's pretty much just if anybody else has things they want to bring up. I mean, I used to kind of go over, just say, oh, we've got game night coming up, we got running with rifles, we got Spearfish Saturday. It's just kind of the usual stuff, though. I feel like people can just check out the calendar, usual events. One thing I might look at that I have written down, I just realized I didn't mention, is looking at maybe a league tournament for August, I guess. We're kind of thinking about it for July. It didn't really wind up happening, but I know a few people have been asking about it, so maybe worth a try. I think we don't really have the connections so much that we used to a few months back because the Party People, later Becky's House server, is just gone, and there's a few people still on our server, or WA members even, who used to be on there or stuff like that. But yeah, and then
So can we snipe members or something?
well, yeah, I mean, I don't even know where you'd find them now because, like I said, that server was just deleted, I think, as far as I know.
I mean, if you guys have any contacts with those people, just try to reach out and ask them to reach out even more. Friend of a friend type of deal, and then network and trying to pull people in.
I have a couple of servers that I could pull people from. You guys that might play StarCraft or play StarCraft 2, League, and etc.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
A few of them. I usually only invite people who I know would be interested, and also have half decent attitude.
Right.
And
Yeah.
generally plus to be around. Some people don't really fit that criteria, but there's definitely more than a few that would thoroughly enjoy being here and would also be enjoyed here.
Cool. Yeah. Send them over. Well, yeah. I mean, maybe. I think we can probably look at doing a league tournament in August. I imagine. And yeah, I think we usually would do it around like the 15th to the 22nd, like one of those kind of things. So maybe we'll look at maybe that either that weekend of like the 18th and the 19th of August, or like 25th and 26th. Probably one of those two, I'd imagine. But yeah, and I'll talk to Fold and Soullight too about it. So I know they were kind of setting those up previously. That should be fun. I know. Like I said, a few people have been asking, "Hey, when's the next league tourney?" So I'll give us something. And I think something different enough from like the Yarnrith and the Yor thing. I know when the Yarnrith came out, the Warband competition. I think a lot of people were kind of burned out, but hopefully something like a league tourney is a lot less work, a lot shorter time. Shouldn't be a big deal. And that's still a ways away. It's still just under a month away, probably till when we do it. Yeah, we'll plan on that. Lesson plans, talk about that. Talk about stories. Oh, I don't think I've mentioned, right, that I did finish that guide to the... I think I was talking about this right before we went live, that I finished a Warband Codex FAQ for all the Huskarls who are... to kind of give some more direction, kind of my thinking on what Codex would be, what you can put in it, different directions you can take, and I mean, of course, always if Huskarls have their own ideas, they should come to me. Like I think Pato basically just straight up came up with the Outriders, and then came to me and was that whole system was like, hey, can we try this? I'm like, yeah, totally. So I think if anybody has their own ideas, totally, you can always throw those in. But that's sort of covered in the Warband Traditions category in this FAQ, the guide I made on the forums. But that's linked in announcements too. So if you're just curious, what is a Warband Codex? Or even better, if you're a Huskarl and or Berserker who would be helping to make one and you want to know what is it or how to do it, hopefully that will answer most of those questions. And of course, you can always message me further if you have any questions at all. I'm trying to be, I think I was kind of vague initially, I'm trying to be really more specific with it and trying to really lay the groundwork for what I'm looking for. But if the guide is not clear, I can add stuff to it. Just let me know, or I can just answer questions. So yeah, that is out. There's one thing off my to-do list, at least. But yeah, I think that's about all I've got to talk about.
Shortest fireside ever.
Oh,
True.
we had one short. It was like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
This is 24 minutes? Yeah. We had one
Yeah.
that was like exactly 15.
It's not too often that we have slow weeks.
Yeah, we just not a lot happening. I think we kind of had the drama period, right? And then now kind of the cool down, it feels like. Everyone's just kind of relaxing.
It's okay this way.
Yeah. No issues there.
I agree.
Much preferred.
Everyone just kind of been gaming. I like that. Like,
Yeah.
we started up. I don't know if you guys saw the archives, but me, Manigathi, and Galmir all started up World of Warcraft. And after we've been playing, we also got Arthur Gear to start playing with us. He is an old building member that hasn't been too interested, but he's been joining us. Now we're joined by Bjornstarner and now Varant. So we got like a full party always, and hopefully we have a guild
Nice.
started. We started another official Warriors of Aesir group. It's
What
on a
server?
different Darkspear.
Oh, okay.
It's an alliance server, so we're gonna have lots of competition. Or we're an alliance guild, but it's a horde server basically. Darkspear's full of they're full of hordes, so there'll be lots of fun competition to kind of go around. Now that World of Warcraft is going more towards alliance versus horde again, with this new expansion that's about to be released. and so hopefully we'll be able to kind of get that going. I know the Bright Stars had their own little thing going, but I haven't heard anything from that in forever.
Yeah, I think that kind of faded away. I like the going Alliance, and I was usually I was a Horde player last time I played, but I like Alliance. That goes back to Hope/Stand WA on World of Warcraft. You know, however many 16 years ago. Originally, that Alliance guild that was up, Hope/Stand with Dane and everybody leading it. So sort of a throwback there. That's pretty cool.
It's really too bad that WoW is so expensive. You have to pay like monthly to pay it to play it
Well,
and shit.
you can if you just farm up some gold, you can pay, or you can play without having to pay.
But
Yeah, but that takes like how many hours of grinding?
you're not gonna have fun grinding. You waste
mean,
all this time grinding just to pay for the
You
game.
have to grind anyways to get equipment, so you're getting gold at the same time.
Yeah.
but only a
How long
certain
does
amount.
it take?
Roughly 8 hours a week to get 200k.
8 hours a week?
Yep, with crafting.
Not terrible. I mean, it's effort, but it's not like
hard, dude.
unbearable.
Is it?
8 hours a week to make 200,000 gold.
Dude, easy. I have billions of gold in that game. It's so easy. You just gotta have the time, and you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta have a plan. You gotta stick with the crafting because it's all about
Hey.
high level crafting.
And
Maybe
see,
you
I
can
get
write us a
fucked
few
because,
guides then.
Oh, I thought you were saying
Ooh.
Reddit.
Yeah.
Check.
There's a World of Warcraft subforum on the WA forums. There's the plug. Check it out. Make some threads. Let's go. There's
Yeah,
a
write us a
Warframe one
guide.
too.
I'm not gonna help the Filthy Alliance guys. I'm sorry.
You can still make a guide, right? I mean, you can
For the
still
Horde.
of how to
Just
farm,
I
right?
totally will. Yeah.
Right.
Totally will.
Those are some fighting words there, Mr. Horde.
I've been playing Horde since vanilla, man. It's in my blood.
Okay.
I just like the
Pathfinder burning the
races,
tree.
honestly.
Yeah, the game's super good now. They're going back to their roots. They're gonna put the vanilla server out, which is really cool. I'm pretty excited for all of it.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I heard that there was that thing where there was like a fan-made vanilla server, and then Blizzard shut it down. But that's cool that they're doing it themselves, like officially.
They're doing an official one, yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
It's gonna be you have to actually like level your skills up again and play Alter Oak Valley and like, all the original battlegrounds, and it should be really cool. Twinks will be a thing. You have to like actually work for your level 40 mount, level 20 mount. So be cool.
Interesting. Well, I think we're winding down as far as official WA stuff we have left, so I'll probably just call it here unless anyone has any final closing things to bring up. Sounds like no. Okay, so thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for watching on Twitch. We'll see you next Thursday.